Institute of Global Professional IGP, getting from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us to the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I'm here for the evening. My name is Pathulash. I'm from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I'm proud to be associated with IGP. IGP Social and I certified International Educational and Training Institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and global accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective training is one skill just back or informal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate profession generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to students, job seeker, job holder, and also for learners to respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business for it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 million services for free, like your own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation, that and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can get all day. Kids learning game, website free course, converse service, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, website and offline online courses for youth learner by professional trainers, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop our guidance with and promote the education of the average that passes speaking knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is live online and vision. So we try to answer research to the generation and will start the move with research and practice method. We must have a genuine concept for the learner represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP are committed to offering effective best service and continuous improvement so the individual who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind you to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before I move to the next, let me remind you to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. The IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher at this moment is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.edurigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you'll be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account login, you cannot enjoy your service. Create your account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you'll enjoy our feature with mismatch that you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace Friday, so join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars and clarify the certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented. Because after the session, we will not provide any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. For that, if you pass, you receive the certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam only immediately you pass. If you're an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you're a host of IGP, you can download the certificate of gratitude. If you're an online live quiz competition winner, you can download the certificate of participation. If you're selected for lifetime membership, then you can download the certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in any award function, which organized combined support with the IGP, you can download that also. You can still prepare and download 18 types of certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of global professional membership, certificate of global influence in the pandemic, certificate of active knowledge seeker, certificate of social activities in the pandemic, certificate of achievement IGP knowledge seeking in 2020, 2021, 2022, certificate of participation webinar series 1, authentic assessment in teaching learning, certificate of participation webinar series 2, teaching English or foreign language and assessment, certificate of participation webinar series 3, digital classroom engagement tool, certificate of participation webinar series for the new trend in education, certificate of participation webinar series 5, office launch leadership and managerial skills, certificate of participation webinar series 6, trend and innovation in mathematics education, certificate of participation webinar series 7, research comprehension approach, certificate of participation webinar series 8, art in teaching spatial programming art, certificate of participation webinar series 9, 21st century teaching mathematics, certificate of IGP corporate ambassador, certificate of IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, and tips for gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out the previous services website for free and many more. Their IGP well-wisher we promised previously, but lack of technical problem will late signing on time. This is a good opportunity to collect the previous condition. We solve solution from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check it for all of your details. This is a tutorial you can check our button pages on our website. Sheila can benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, in this session, we cannot connect our speaker. Dear IGP Knowledge is the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is a regular webinar activity. We'll change a few process for online quiz competition. Note that after life, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.eduigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button and give a link for the session and join with the log lecture or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join and join online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. With 15 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, performance related pay is a performance management strategy. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. No one is correct here. Our second question is, what is performance management? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 60% people are right. Our third question is, performance management leads performance to. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our fourth question is, performance management and performance appreciation. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 42% people are right. Our next question is, performance management. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our next question is, performance management. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 14% people are right. Our next question is, performance management. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 93% people are right here. Our next question is, performance management. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our second last question of the session is performance management is involves setting performance standard, evaluating employee performance. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our last and final question of the session is performance management can be the option 1 or option 2. Hello? কই কিছু লাগবে না তো হ্যাঁ আর কাঁচামরিচ তুমি কই আচ্ছা এমন লাগে বলিস আগামী মাসের লাস্টের দিকে খেয়াল রাখার জন্য ওকে Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in the top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz certificate on official Facebook page and Ministry of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in the top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and Ministry of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in the top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz company certificate on official Facebook page and Ministry of Global Professional. We connect to our speaker. So let's start the session. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello, hello. Warm greetings from Athens, from Greece. Thank you very much for the kind invitation. And I would like to also...
presentation.
Yes, I would like to congratulate IGP for the great work that you are doing. I would like to share my presentation now. Is it visible now, my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the stage is you. You can start your presentation now.
Can you see also the change of slides? Everything is fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, first of all, if why I chose this topic, I would like to, first of all, to welcome you all to this webinar. I think it would be an interesting topic, especially for those who are working in the business landscape. And we're going to explore today many aspects of performance management. We're going to give some ideas what was happening, how this has evolved, what are the modern trends nowadays, what are the challenges in actually applying performance management. Many aspects, so I think it's time to start. When we talk about performance management, this has to do with an interconnected set of systems, and this set of tools or methods are used to measure and improve the effectiveness of people in the workplace. So usually, some organizations use performance management to achieve three goals: to develop individual skills and capabilities, to reward all employees equitably, to drive overall organizational performance. So as a manager, you can customize your performance management process to help your team and employees deliver strong results for the organization while helping them develop their professional aspirations. Specific approaches to performance management differ according to organization strategies, values, and cultures, but they typically include setting employee goals and tracking progress, providing ongoing feedback and coaching, developing employee skills and strengths, and often formal evaluations. So many elements of the process, assessing performance, giving feedback, and development, for example, are ongoing. Other activities like goal setting and formal reviews have historically been calendar-driven and cyclical, but traditional performance management approaches have come under fire in recent years. Many business leaders have now begun to question the value of standard processes and whether they are effective in achieving the results they seek. With the growth of knowledge work, the traditional annual performance review cycle can seem a rusty artifact, we could say, ill-suited for today's organizations. But as formal approaches to performance management evolve, managers must understand which elements of traditional best practices they should keep in place and which are fraught with components of new processes. So what are the key elements of performance management? First is the goal setting, establishing clear, specific, and achievable objectives that are aligned with organizational goals. Performance appraisal or review, regularly assessing employees' performance, often through annual or semi-annual evaluations using set criteria. Continuous feedback, providing ongoing feedback to employees on their importance, on their performance, not just during formal reviews. This helps them make timely adjustment and improve. We're going to see later why this is so important. Development plans identify areas for employees' growth and creating personalized development plans, including training or mentoring. Acknowledging and rewarding employees for high performance, and this can be in the form of bonuses, of promotions, or public recognition. So how this and the performance, I forgot performance improvement also, addressing performance gaps through coaching, through counseling, or more formal interventions if needed. So the traditional process of managing performance began as a system for assessing and maximizing the productivity of industrial workers in manufacturing firms, manufacturing companies. The cycle generally began with the development of annual goals for each employee, and at the end of the year, people were formally appraised based on how successfully they achieved those objectives. So performance assessment was based on a straightforward, we could say, production-based metrics. So evaluating employees against goal was usually clear-cut. The question was for assessment, did they produce the targeted number of units with few errors? Appraisals were usually linked to employee ratings, which were used to calculate changes in compensation for high performing workers. Those who were rated as low performing, of course, they were fired. But processes originally developed to evaluate the performance of individual contributors in industrial companies and jobs in production don't necessarily align with the needs of today's business. That actually the needs of today's business focus on creativity and innovation, and those that are increasingly staffed by knowledge workers and teams whose results aren't so easy to measure. Nowadays, you know that many companies hire employees not based on how many diplomas they have or how many formal qualifications they have, educational, for example, qualifications or degrees. They hire, the trend nowadays in the business landscape, for example, Google or Amazon, they hire employees based on how innovative mindset they have. Even someone who's graduated only from primary school or secondary school, if this person has an innovative mindset or it's creative or it has problem-solving skills, it has many possibilities to be hired nowadays. So the traditional process of managing performance, as I said before, was this, and appraisals, what we call appraisals, actually date back to the First World War, where they were used to identify also poor performance for discharge or transfer. So by the decade of 70s, around 90% of companies were using them. Appraisals remained popular also into the early of 2000 as flat organizational structures became in vogue, in trend. Businesses are faster moving, so setting annual objectives and assessing staff against them once or twice a year, of course, nowadays no longer makes sense. Annual appraisals were appropriate for a specific period in history, but they are not right now the solution to meet today's business challenges. So an individual's appraisal rate and compensation, once in the past, focused on the completion of annual goals, but today those targets often become outdated before the year is out. In response, some organizations are embracing flexibility and shorter term goals that can be modified over the course of the year. Metrics to gauge performance too have become more complex. When an employee is dealing with ideas and knowledge rather than easily countable units, assessing performance against the goal requires some ingenuity. Companies have used these metrics solely as a tool to identify individuals to advance or reward, but their actions didn't always result in better performance. So many organizations now recognize that they need performance management processes that are better suited for their people and their needs. They want nimble, flexible instruments that can truly increase and accurately measure performance. Some organizations also are shifting away from cyclical calendar-based approaches towards those who are based more on more communication throughout the year. Many organizations recognize that they need different management processes, and we are embracing now more flexibility, more short-term goals. The metrics have become more complex, and now we use metrics in order to identify individuals to make them advance, not to punish them. To give an example of Netflix, for example, eliminated formal evaluations in favor of regular performance discussions and informal 360-degree reviews. It's the most trendy nowadays, where people identified that their colleagues should stop, start, or continue doing either by supplying signed feedback or even taking part in face-to-face team meetings. Others are holding more frequent reviews, often semi-annually or quarterly, and complementing them with increased dialogue between bosses and employees that involve ongoing check-ins and opportunities for real-time feedback. Some influential companies and business leaders are reappraising the established performance management approach, in some cases overhauling familiar processes in innovative, even unprecedented ways. Deloitte, for instance, conducted a public survey and found that 58% of executives questioned felt that the current method of managing performance neither drove employee engagement nor promoted a high performance. So by focusing too much on looking at past results, the process provided no practical look to the future. With that in mind, Deloitte created a new approach that actually removed traditional elements such as 340-degree feedback, cascading objectives, and once a year reviews instead of focused on performance snapshot in which an employee's immediate manager answers specific future-focused questions about an employee. So companies are also discovering that a more individualized plan may work better for their employees. A different approach may be needed for salaried, for example, professional staff eligible for incentive pay rather than for hourly employees. So why performance management still matters? Despite all the arguments that I mentioned before, routinizing the management of employee performance can help every organization and every management make the most of its important resources, its people. So what is happening? It's everyone benefits. This is because shareholders and investors observe better results when people are working in unison towards key goals. Supervisors are more successful when their reports focus on the right tasks and projects. So employees at the same time appreciate focused goal, opportunities for career development, recognition for outstanding performance. So an effective performance management process, a management process that takes into account how organizations are changing, can still keep employees focused on meaningful goals and offers managers a clear framework for appraising the quality of their people's work. So, what is the importance of performance management? First, aligns individual and organizational goals. It ensures that all employees are working towards common objectives. It improves productivity by clarifying expectations and providing feedback. Employees are better equipped to perform effectively. Identifies skill gaps and development needs, allowing for targeted growth opportunities. Recognize and rewards performance. This keeps employees motivated and engaged. And retention of talent, because a well-structured performance management can increase employee satisfaction and reduce turnover. I mentioned before about the talents that the companies nowadays search of talents. They don't search for degree holders, but they search for talents. So how can performance management contribute to overall organizational success? So performance management plays a vital role in driving organizational success by aligning employee performance with the company's strategic goals, improving productivity, fostering employee engagement, and promoting a culture of continuous improvement. So how effective performance management contributes to the broader success of an organization? First, through the alignment of individual and organizational goals. This means first strategic alignment. Performance management ensures that employees' goals and objectives are aligned with the organization's mission, vision, and strategy. And this alignment ensures that every team member is working towards common business objectives, increasing overall effectiveness and efficiency. The second is cascading goals. By breaking down high-level organizational goals into departmental and individual goals, performance management creates a clear link between what employees do on a daily basis and the company's long-term strategic decision. So this clarity helps employees understand how their contributions impact the success of the business. The second aspect is increased productivity and efficiency. Clear expectations. I mean, performance management sets clear expectations for employees, helping them understand their roles, their responsibilities, and performance targets. When employees know exactly what is expected of them, they are more focused and more organized and more productive. And continuous improvement means that through ongoing feedback and performance reviews, employees can identify areas for improvement and receive the support they need to develop their skills. This continuous focus on performance enhancement leads, of course, to better overall efficiency and effectiveness. Enhanced employee engagement and motivation. Because there is a motivation through goal achievement, employees are more motivated when they have clear, achievable goals and receive regular feedback. The sense of accomplishment that comes with meeting or exceeding performance targets boost morale, leading, of course, to high engagement and job satisfaction. And secondly, recognition and reward. Performance management often ties rewards such as bonuses or promotions or other incentives to the achievement of the goals. So recognizing or rewarding high performance increases employee motivation and encourages others to strive for similar success. Talent development, I mentioned before how it is important. Performance actually management helps identify employees' strengths and weaknesses, because this enables organizations to create targeted development plans, offering employees opportunities for training, for mentoring, career development. As employees grow and develop their skills, they become more valuable to the organization. I'm going to say here that many companies now, for example, Google, they have integrated, they have invested a lot on the well-being of their employees. So they invest a lot of money on their training. They provide training, for example, on problem-solving skills, I'm saying an example, or they offer many mental health programs for their wellness. So they invest a lot of what we call the happy worker, the happy employee. This is a trend nowadays in the business landscape. Companies invest a lot on the training, on the continuous improvement, continuous professional development of their employees, and at the same time, they focus a lot on their well-being and mental health. So our employees grow through all these trainings, they develop their skills, they become more valuable to the organization. So the benefit is for everyone. Career pathing, employees are more likely to stay with the organization if they see a clear path for a career advancement. This is, I think, evident for everyone. If someone feels that it has opportunities for promotion, then it will be, of course, more productive. So performance management helps in mapping out career progression opportunities based on individual performance, which improves retention and reduces turnover. Reducing turnover costs. High turnover can be costly for organizations. So effective performance management fosters employee engagement, motivation, loyalty, which reduces turnover rates and the cost associated with hiring and training new employees. Improve decision-making, data-driven insights. These modern performance management systems over leverage data and analytics to track employee performance. This data provides valuable insights into workforce trends, skill gaps, and productivity levels, allowing leaders to make informed decisions about staffing, training, promotions, and resource allocation. What is objective evaluation? Is when performance management uses objective criteria to evaluate employee contributions, and this helps organizations make fairer and more effective decisions related to promotions, compensation, and career development, reducing the risk of bias and increasing transparency. Adaptability and agility, this is related with agile goal setting. Performance management systems allow for regular updates and revision of goals, ensuring that employees can quickly adapt to changes in the business environment, market conditions, or organizational priorities. And this flexibility is crucial in today's fast-paced business landscape. We have noticed what happened with the COVID pandemic and how businesses needed in one day to change the paradigm and the whole organizational setting and culture. Quick issue resolution, continuous performance feedback helps identify problems early on, allowing for quick resolution before they impact overall business performance. So this proactive approach ensures that the organization can adapt to challenges in real time. Fostering a culture of accountability, clear accountability. Performance management establishes clear accountability by setting measurable goals and tracking progress towards these goals. Employees are held responsible for their performance, and there is transparency around how success is measured. So responsibility and ownership, by giving employees ownership of their performance and progress, performance management fosters a sense of responsibility. This in turn drives employees to be more proactive in meeting their goals and contributing to the organization's success. This enhances collaboration and teamwork, shared goals, because we focus on team-based goals, encouraging collaboration across departments. When teams have a shared objectives, they are more likely to work together effectively, break down silos, and improve overall organizational performance. Regular feedback also, not only in communication at the same time, improve individual performance, but also enhance communication within teams. And this can lead to more effective collaboration, innovation, and problem solving across the organization. Risk mitigation, this focuses on early identification of issues. Performance management helps organizations identify underperformance or other issues, of the skills gap, for example, early. By addressing these problems before they escalate, companies can reduce the risk mitigation, the risk of larger, more costly issues that could negatively impact the business. And clear performance management processes help organizations maintain compliance with employment laws and regulations, so proper documentation of performance discussions, evaluations, and feedback can protect organizations from legal issues related to promotions, terminations, or discrimination claims. Promotion of innovation and continuous learning, because a well-structured performance management system can encourage employees to innovate by setting challenging goals and rewarding creative problem solving. Employees who are given the opportunity to experiment and take calculated risks often generate new ideas that can lead to improved processes, products, or services. Performance management system promotes a culture of continuous learning by identifying skill gaps and offering development opportunities. So employees who are encouraged to develop new skills or pursue further education are more likely to contribute to the long-term success of the organization. An example of performance management which actually contributes to organizational success, when a tech company, for instance, aiming to improve customer service, can implement a performance management system that sets specific goals for customer support teams, such as, for example, reducing response times and improving customer satisfaction scores. By regularly tracking performance and offering feedback, the company can identify what top performers, reward them, and develop targeted training for those struggling to meet these goals. And this process leads to improved customer service, higher satisfaction ratings, and ultimately contributes to better customer retention and growth. So performance management is a critical tool for ensuring organizational success because it aligns individual and team efforts with company objectives, drives productivity, enhances engagement, and facilitates continuous development. By focusing on clear goals, regular feedback, and accountability, performance management helps organizations improve their competitive edge, agility, and long-term sustainability. So what are the modern trends now in performance management? First, the continuous performance management, because we move away now from annual reviews to more frequent check-ins and real-time feedback. This is a big reform, a new, very important trend. 360-degree feedback. What is this? When we gathering feedback not just from supervisors, but also from peers, from subordinates, and sometimes customers. So this is more meaningful and more relevant. Data-driven approaches when we use analytics and metrics to track employee performance more accurately. And personalized development, because nowadays, since I mentioned before about continuous learning and training, tailoring career development plans for individual employees, which is based on the specific strengths and weaknesses. This is totally related with individualized and personalized development. These are the steps in the performance management cycle. First is the planning. Set clear performance expectations for employees in alignment with organizational goals, and this involves defining individual responsibilities and setting performance goals. Monitoring, regularly observe and measure performance throughout the performance period, and this includes gathering data and feedback from various sources. Reviewing, conduct performance reviews to assess accomplishment, challenges, and areas for improvement, and these should be formalized sessions, but can include informal sessions and discussions. Developing means provide opportunities for growth, such as training or learning programs that I mentioned before, mentoring or other developmental assignments. And rewarding, offer appropriate rewards based on the employee's performance, sincere rewards which can enhance motivation and retention. So, what research tells us about annual performance appraisal methods? That managers actually hate doing performance appraisals. Research has revealed that 95% of managers aren't satisfied with them. And because of this, managers often avoid doing them or treat them as a tick box exercise with little meaningful discussion taking place. Secondly, employees don't like appraisals either. 75% of employees see them as unfair, and 66% say that they interfere with their productivity. Third, appraisals are not adding value. A Deloitte study that I mentioned before found that only 8% of organizations say that added value, and that the majority of companies feel that they are not an effective use of time. So this is especially worrying considering the amount of time taken up by appraisal meetings, completing forms, and collating, moderating ratings. So it's around 210 hours a year per manager, according to studies. And another problem is that appraisals are not improving employee performance and engagement. A meta-analysis of 600 studies of performance evaluation found this to be a case. And the study also found that 30% of the performance reviews actually ended up decreasing employee performance. So this is very, very interesting. So why performance appraisals don't drive better information? There are three main reasons why performance appraisal methods are not effective drivers of performance and engagement. First, because they're trying to achieve too much in one meeting. The average annual appraisal today tries to achieve a number of different outcomes, reviewing performance against past objectives, assessing demonstration of competencies or values, giving feedback, recognizing achievements, identifying performance problems, discuss career goals, set a personal development plan, set objectives for the forthcoming year, rate performance for pay purposes. All these things are happening now. This has nothing to do with one meeting. There are so many aspects that we can evaluate and we can assess in order to monitor the progress of our employees. So try to cover all of this in a single meeting you can understand is simply not realistic. So the end result is typically that none of the components were discussed in sufficient depth to be meaningful, and the process becomes a tick box exercise that disengages both the employee and the manager. Secondly, discussing performance once or twice a year is not enough. If we want to improve the performance and productivity of our employees, we can't expect this to happen on the back of one or two performance discussions a year. Studies consistently show that employees need regular feedback, recognition, and coaching from the manager in order to perform the best of their abilities. Appraisals tend to be past focused rather than future focused. This is also very important because appraisals usually focus on whether employees have achieved their objectives over the last year and whether or not they have demonstrated the appropriate behaviors or competencies. However, in order to drive performance, we need to balance discussion about past performance with regular future focus on conversations. So such discussions should focus on strengths and how they can be leveraged, how past successes can be replicated, and where things haven't gone to plan, what can be learned or improved upon next time. The 5 key principles of effective performance management first of all, this has to do with aligned near-term objectives. The second one, frequent feedback, already mentioned. Employee recognition, personal and career development. You can understand that these are the main principles and why continuous feedback is important. Continuous feedback is crucial for several reasons, because first of all, it drives real-time improvement, strengthens the connection between employees and organizational goals. So we talk about timely course correction. Continuous feedback allows employees to make adjustments to their work and performance in real time. Instead of waiting for an annual or semi-annual performance review, employees can receive feedback on the progress, identify areas for improvement, and correct their course before small issues turn into bigger problems. There is improved employee development because regular feedback provides ongoing guidance for personal and professional development. Employees can focus on specific skills or behaviors that need improvement, leading to faster learning and growth. It also fosters a growth mindset when employees see feedback as part of their development journey rather than a one-time judgment. Employees who receive continuous feedback feel more connected to their work and the organization, so frequent feedback shows that managers are paying attention to their progress and care about their success. This boosts motivation, moral engagement, leading to higher productivity and job satisfaction. helps employees stay aligned with organizational objectives. So managers can ensure that employees' daily activities contribute to larger business goals. And if priorities change, employees can quickly adjust their focus to match new expectations. One of the main criticism of traditional annual reviews is that employees are often blindsided by feedback they weren't expecting. Continuous feedback ensures that there are no surprises during formal performance reviews. Why? Because employees have already been receiving regular input on their performance throughout the year. So we prevent surprises. And this fosters a culture of open communication because we talk about transparent communication. We promote a culture where feedback flows freely. We create an environment of trust and compatibility, collaboration. Employees feel more comfortable discussing challenges and seeking help when they need it. We increase at the same time the accountability of employees because they're more likely to take ownership of the performance and proactively address any performance issues before they become serious problems. And of course, better relationships between managers and employees, strong relationships because regular check-ins and discussions create an opportunity for ongoing dialogue, allowing managers to better understand their employees' needs, aspirations, challenges, and this in turn helps build trust and relationships. Enhance agile adaptability because continuous feedback allows employees to stay agile and adapt to changing circumstances. So it ensures that employees can quickly pivot their efforts and remain aligned with the company's evolving goals. Higher performance and productivity with continuous feedback, employees can actually improve their performance incrementally rather than waiting months to receive feedback and potentially repeating mistakes. They can make small improvements continuously, leading to sustained productivity and higher overall performance. So an example, if an employee is working on a project and faces challenges, a manager providing real-time feedback can offer specific advice on how to overcome these obstacles. And this immediate support ensures that the project stays on track, helps the employee develop problem-solving skills, and increases their chances of success. So continuous feedback is a critical component of performance management because it promotes ongoing development, enhances communication, and drives higher levels of engagement and productivity. By providing timely insights, this helps employees stay aligned with organizational goals and continuously improve their performance. But now, what are the common challenges organizations are facing when they try to implement performance management effectively? First, there is a lack of clear objectives and alignment. If an organization doesn't have clearly strategic goals, it becomes difficult to align individual team performance objectives with overall business goals. So this misalignment results in employees working towards objectives that may not contribute to the company's success. When there is poor goal setting, for example, employees often receive vague or generic goals that don't follow what we call SMART criteria. What are the SMART goals? The goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And this leads to confusion about what success looks like and makes it hard to measure progress or performance accurately. Inconsistent application of the system, where there are biases in evaluation, why many managers usually evaluate employees subjectively, which can lead to favoritism, to personal biases, or inconsistent evaluation across different departments or teams. And this inconsistency undermines trust in the system and can demotivate employees. When there is a lack of standardization, if performance management process and criteria are not standardized, different managers may apply the system differently, creating inconsistencies in how employees are evaluated, rewarded, or developed. And this leads to confusion, of course, and perceptions of unfairness. Where there is an infrequent feedback, I mentioned before about the mistake of over-reliance on annual reviews. Organizations still rely on annual or semi-annual reviews as the only form of performance evaluation, and this infrequent feedback can make it difficult for employees to make timely improvements, and by the time they receive feedback, it may be too late to address performance issues. When there is delayed feedback, in some cases, feedback may come after a project or goal is completed, missing the opportunity to make corrections while work is still in progress. So without ongoing feedback, employees may continue making the same mistakes, so they fail to recognize growth opportunities. Managerial skill gaps. Many managers are not adequately trained in how to deliver constructive feedback, how to set effective goals, or how to conduct the performance evaluations. This can lead to poorly handled performance discussions, to a lack of follow-through on developmental plans, and ineffective performance management. And also, some managers may be uncomfortable providing negative feedback or addressing poor performance, and as a result, they may avoid these conversations, which can lead to unresolved performance issues and a lack of accountability. Employee resistance. Employees may view performance management systems as biased, arbitrary, or unfair, particularly if they feel that evaluations are subjective or inconsistent, and this perception can lead to resistance, lack of engagement, and decreased morale. The fear of feedback. Employees may be resistant to receiving feedback if they fear criticism or if previous feedback sessions have been negative or unconstructive. So this can hinder the openness to improvement, and this can reduce the effectiveness of the performance management process. When there is an adequate follow-through on development plans, failure to act on identified development needs. So we often identify areas where employees need development, but organizations may not provide the necessary resources, the necessary training or support for employees to improve. So this lack of follow-through renders the information management system ineffective. No clear path for growth. If this system does not include clear career development plans, employees may be disengaged. Without opportunities for advancement, for promotion or career development or skill development, employees may feel that their performance is not valued, leading to decreased motivation. Sometimes this seems like a time-consuming process or administrative burden. This, of course, if this happens, leads to resistance from managers who already stretch for time, and the process may become box ticking, as I said before, exercise rather than a meaningful evaluation of performance. Or if there are some tools which are complicated as softwares, they are difficult to use, this can result also to poor adoption rates, because employees and managers may struggle to use the system effectively. This reduces the overall impact. When there is a lack of continuous improvement, the systems are static. Many performance systems are not adaptable to changing business needs or employee development. Without regular updates or adjustments, the system may fail to reflect the current priorities, leading to outdated goals and irrelevant performance criteria. When there is a failure to incorporate feedback, many organizations may not seek feedback on the performance process itself. So without input from employees and managers on how to improve the system, it can become disconnected from the realities of day-to-day operations and employee needs. So when there is a lack of continuous improvement, and of course, when performance is not linked to compensation, when it's not directly linked to rewards such as bonuses or promotion or salary increases, employees may not see the value in the process. And this disconnect reduces motivation. When there is inconsistent recognition, in some cases, top performance may not be adequately recognized, and this leads to frustration. If rewards are distributed unevenly or based on favoritism, it can demotivate employees and reduce overall performance. When there are cultural barriers, there is a lack of performance-driven culture, what we say. An organization where there is no strong culture of accountability or performance management, implementing a performance management system can feel forced or irrelevant. Employees and managers may not see its value if the organization doesn't prioritize performance excellence. And organizations also with a long history of informal performance management or where employees are used to less structured feedback may resist the adoption of a formal system. When there is an overemphasis on ratings, when we focus on ratings instead of development, on numerical ratings or scores, which can create what? It can create a competitive and negative atmosphere. So this focus on ratings can shift the discussion away from development and growth, reducing the system's effectiveness in fostering improvement. And this has a negative impact also on employee psychology. So this can lead to lowered morale, to resentment, especially if the ratings are seen as arbitrary or unfair. And when there is a difficulty in measuring certain aspects of performance, for example, when some aspects of performance, creativity or teamwork or leadership are difficult to measure quantitatively. So a performance management system that relies too heavily on easily measurable metrics may overlook these important but harder to quantify areas of performance. This is soft skills, what we say, communication, collaboration. If we try to assess them, this can be subjective, it's true, and very depending on the manager's perspective. If they are not handled carefully, this can result in inaccurate and biased evaluations. So implementing a performance management system effectively requires overcoming a variety of challenges, including alignment with business goals, with consistency, manager competency, employee engagement. Organizations that invest in clear communication, in proper training, and ongoing feedback can mitigate actually many of these. By continuously refining the performance process and ensuring that it's aligned with both organizational needs and employee development, this is the only way that companies can ensure a more successful implementation. Now, what is the role of technology in modern performance management systems? Technology plays a crucial role because it helps streamline the processes, increase efficiency, enables real-time data-driven decision-making. We have all these software and performance management apps that actually provide tools for setting goals, for tracking progress, giving feedback, evaluating performance, making the performance management system process more agile, more transparent, more scalable. So first, we talk about automated processes, so streamlined management process, automate administrative tasks such as scheduling, performance reviews, collect feedback, generate reports. This reduces the time and effort required for performance management. For example, many platforms offer templates and tools for setting SMART goals, I mentioned before, and this ensures consistency in goal setting across the organization and helps employees and managers align individual goals with organizational objectives. Enabling continuous feedback and real-time performance tracking, what I mentioned before, so employees receive instant insights into their performance, allowing them to make timely adjustments and improvements. These apps often include dashboards that allow both employees and managers to track progress on goals in real time. So these visual tools help employees stay on top of their objectives and keep managers informed of team performance without needing formal reviews. Data-driven decision-making. Here we have performance analytics. We can collect and analyze data on various performance metrics such as productivity, goal achievement, competency development. This data allows organizations to make informed decisions about promotions, about salary adjustments, or development plans based on objective insights rather than subjective opinions. And this way, when we identify trends and patterns, advanced analytic tools can highlight performance trends across teams, across departments, or the entire organization. We can uncover potential skill gaps, detect any recurring performance issues early on. Facilitate employee development and learning, because I mentioned before, we talk about personalized development plans. When we integrate learning management systems, for example, employees can access online courses or skill building resources or development plans tailored to their unique needs. So there is a continuing learning. Employees are encouraged to upskill and improve areas identified during performance evaluations, leading to career growth and better overall performance. Enhancing goal alignment transparency. So Technology increases transparency by making goals, progress, and performance data accessible to both managers and employees. So this visibility helps employees understand how their work contributes to the organization's success and fosters a culture of accountability. Many platforms allow for the cascading of organizational goals down to departments, teams, and individuals. This creates clear alignment between employee activities and company objectives, ensuring that everyone is working towards the same strategic outcomes. When we support a remote and hybrid workforce, because there's, for example, cloud-based apps allow employees and managers to access performance management tools from anywhere. So this makes it easier to manage performance in remote or hybrid work environments. And this flexibility ensures that performance discussions, feedback, and goal tracking continue smoothly regardless of location. When there is virtual performance review, technology facilitates this and check-ins, allowing managers to conduct one-to-one meeting and provide feedback even when they work with dispersed teams. So video conferencing tools built into many performance management platforms support this process. And finally, of course, will promote engagement and recognition, because these apps include peer recognition features, enable employees to recognize and appreciate their colleagues' contributions in real time. This fosters a positive work culture, increases employee engagement, and boosts morale by encouraging a culture of appreciation. There are some platforms which use gamification techniques such as badges or points to motivate employees to achieve goals or develop new skills. And this adds an element of fun, of course, and competition to the performance management process, increasing engagement and participation. Customization, because these are highly customizable. They are tailored. They tailor to the unique needs of employees. So companies can create custom performance metrics, adjust review cycles, and set up different processes for various roles or departments. Agility. Technology allows for more flexible and agile performance management. Instead of rigid annual reviews, many systems support continuous or quarterly review cycles, allowing organizations to adjust their performance expectations in response to changing business conditions or employee needs. Ensuring consistency and fairness. So talk about standardized evaluation criteria. So software can standardize the criteria. And this reduces the risk of subjective bias in the performance reviews and ensure that all employees are evaluated using the same benchmarks. When there is objective feedback, technology can help eliminate bias in performance evaluation by using data to provide objective insight. For example, performance analytics can highlight actual results or behaviors, making it easier to ensure fairness in evaluations and decisions related to compensation, promotions, or terminations. Enhanced collaboration and team performance. There's collaborative goal setting as a team-based feedback. These tools can help with everything, almost everything, with efficient report and compliance. So this automated reporting, detailed performance reports automatically. This saves times. These reports provide insights into individual, team, and organizational performance trends, and regulatory compliance, because performance management platforms helps organizations comply with labor laws and regulatory requirements. For instance, proper documentation of performance reviews and feedback can protect the companies from legal risks in case of disputes over promotions or discrimination claims. And of course, the software provides multiple channels for feedback, including written comments, 360-degree feedback, real-time messaging. Platforms that offer also self-service features allow employees to track their own progress, to review past performance feedback, and request feedback or development opportunities. And this autonomy increases engagement and accountability. Therefore, technology plays a crucial role in transforming performance management from a rigid time-consuming process into a dynamic, efficient, and data-driven practice by enabling continuous feedback and real-time progress tracking, data-driven insights. This software helps organizations manage performance more effectively. These tools ensure goal alignment, improve employee engagement, promote fairness, and enable personalized development plans, all of which contribute to better overall organizational performance. Now, the last part of presentation has to do with the role of goal setting. I mentioned before that this plays a pivotal role because it serves as the foundation for aligning individual efforts with organizational objectives and driving employee performance. Alignment with organizational objective ensures actually strategic focus. Goal setting ensures that individual and team efforts are aligned with broader organizational goals. By clearly defining how an employee's work contributes to the company's success, it bridges the gap between individual performance and business strategy. And also, goals often cascade from the top of the organization down to individual employees, ensuring that everyone works towards the same objective. This is what we call cascading goals. For example, if your organization goals to increase market share, individual goals in sales, marketing, and product development can all align to support that objective. The clarity of expectations, so this means define responsibilities, helps employees understand exactly what is expected of them. Without well-defined goals, employees may lack direction or clarity about their roles, and this can lead to confusion, frustration, and misalignment. Smart goals, effective goals are often set using the SMART criteria that I mentioned before. So motivation, engagement, which increases focus, provides a sense of accomplishment, it can increase job satisfaction. When there is a basis for performance evaluation, promotes accountability, goals can provide measurable benchmarks that are used during performance reviews to assess employees' success. So by comparing actual performance against established goals, manager can objectively evaluate employee contributions and identify areas for improvement. So when goals are clear, of course, employees are more accountable for their actions and outcomes. They understand that their performance will be measured against specific criteria, and this encourages a greater sense of responsibility. Enables constructive feedback, guides development plan, so specific targeted feedback based on progress towards these goals, improves focus and prioritization, avoids distractions, and when multiple tasks compete for attention, goals help employees prioritize. With a clear understanding of the most crucial, critical objectives, employees can focus their time and effort on high priority risks, ensuring better efficiency. Enhances team collaboration with shared goals, which encourage collaboration, reduce silos, supports continuous improvement by encouraging progress tracking, by fostering growth, so stretch goals which challenge employees to go beyond the current abilities, encourage learning and development. When employees are pushed to expand their skill sets in pursuit of ambitious goals, this fosters professional growth, of course, and innovation. So what are the characteristics of effective goals? Setting goals is an integral part of performance management because it provides direction. It fosters engagement, creates measurable criteria for performance evaluation, empowers employees, holds them accountable, responsible, encourages continuous learning, improvement. I want to give an example. If a company's goal is to improve, for example, customer satisfaction, an employee in customer service may be given the goal to increase the resolution rate of customer issue within the first call by 10%. So this is a specific, measurable, and relevant goal, and it can be achieved within a time-bound frame, say over 6 months. Throughout this period, the employees receive feedback, they can adjust their approach as needed, and their performance can be objectively reviewed based on whether they meet or exceed their target. This is the model of the SMART model of goals, that they should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So establish ways to measure success, establish expectations, not just goals, define the goals, set up a performance planning session, setting a plan for success, and of course, I want to say here that in many organizations, new goals are set after a formal performance review, which serves as the natural end of a traditional performance management cycle, the beginning of a new one. So there are differences according to the organization of each organizational culture of each company. In any case, each unit, each team, individual should have goals that directly support the organization's larger strategic objectives. So such alignment focuses each person's strategy on the work that matters most to the company. You need to follow up on NSS goals, assess performance is not one-time event performance management. Remember this is very important. This is an ongoing process. That's why we said that annual reviews are not acceptable anymore. You need to take advantage of check-in sessions, opportunities to track our employee strengths, identify possible cause of poor performance, very important. Observe always and gather information. So there is also what we call continuous performance management framework, which has to do with progress, with achievements, with recent feedback, forthcoming priorities, personal development, career goals, with values and behaviors, issues or concerns from either party, to think about what support is needed, and action points. So all this framework differs, of course, from traditional performance management. In that is an ongoing cycle of performance and development discussions and feedback, because it's opposed to a process that starts and ends is a year. So there are agile goals here. Rather than setting a large number of 12-month objectives at the start of each year, under the continuous approach, employees agree a small number of near-term objectives, or what we call agile goals, that they're going to be working on over next 1 to 4 months. The objectives may be related to performance, personal development, or the combination of the two. And these goals are then reviewed periodically at check-in meetings, etc. So when objectives are completed, new objectives are discussed and agreed to ensure that there is a sustained focus on key priorities. And this cycle continues on an ongoing basis. And then for concluding the case of General Electric is one of the largest companies in the world, employing 300,000 people globally across numerous business sectors. For decades, General Electric operated what we call a rank and yank system, where employees were appraised and rated once a year, what I said before, following from which the bottom 10%, of course, were fired. So we understand that as we have mentioned before, this is not a recipe for employee engagement. So when General Electric announced in 2015 that they're going to abandon formal annual reviews and ratings, this came as a surprise to both the business and human resources world departments. So under this new process, employees and supervisors, General Electric, I'm talking about this company, they have regular check-ins, which they call touch points throughout the year. They are forward-looking discussions that focus on priorities, personal development and coaching. Staff can give on request feedback at any point. Feedback can be given to any employee in the organization, so it's not limited to managers giving downward feedback to their team members. At the end of the year, managers summarize the impact each of their team members has had during the year, which then informs decisions about pay. So the whole process is supported by an online app, which was developed by their own software team. And since adopting continuous performance management, some teams have seen what? Have seen a 5-fold increase in productivity. Staff surveys have revealed that employee satisfaction with the new process is higher than it was with annual appraisal and ratings. And in addition, 77% of managers have said that they are better able to differentiate performance for pay purposes. This was a presentation. I think that we can discuss now. Thank you very much for your attention, for patience, and for any question. I'm here. You can write any question in the chat box or on social media.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our own intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now it's time for a question of the session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular. Ma'am, please stay with us after a short video. We will be back in our session part to the question. We are IGP knowledge seeker. Please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a data certification and all this competition. We are IGP knowledge seeker. Please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a data certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant, dear IGP knowledge seeker. Please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Yes, actually, I can see here a question. There is a question about how we relate performance management within key performance indicators. Yes, it's a wonderful question.
Participant can
Actually,
listen the topic very clearly.
yes, there is a question in the chat box, so I'm going to answer now. How we relate performance management
Yes,
with
yes,
performance indicators.
yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so performance management and key performance indicators are closely related as both are essential tools for driving success and organizational success, individual growth. Performance management is the broader framework that actually includes employee performance development and alignment with organizational goals. On the other hand, the key performance indicators are the specific measurable metrics that help assess progress within this framework. So these indicators are a measurable tool in performance management. I want to give you an example. If, for example, the company goal is to increase sales, a relevant key performance indicator might be increase sales by 10% within the next quarter. So this key performance indicator can be used in performance management discussions to assess progress and guide employee effort. In other ways, these indicators provide quantifiable benchmarks for evaluating both individual and team performance. They help translate broader organizational goals into specific measurable objectives that employees can target. So this set, of course, clear expectations for employees because they are a transparent way to communicate these expectations. When employees know exactly what metrics they are being measured against, they have a clearer understanding of their roles and what is required for success. Of course, this drives continuous improvement because they help monitor performance in real time. I mentioned before about the software and all these technology tools that can be used to track ongoing process, allowing for timely feedback, for timely course corrections and improvements. They align individual performance also with organization goals. Of course, it's a part always, these indicators are a part of goal setting and development plans. Goals such as I mentioned before, the SMART models that should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Apart from this, these indicators are always a part of performance management, of training, what we call training, because they help in locating areas and spotting areas that require additional training or development. So they give clear insight into specific skills or competencies that need improvement. For example, I'll give an example. If an employee consistently misses sales targets, which is a key performance indicator, this may mean that they need further sales training or support to refine the techniques. So we could say that these are key metrics that provide quantifiable measurements within the broader performance management system. So they offer a structured approach to managing performance by setting clear expectations, by tracking progress, by providing feedback, by aligning individual efforts with organization goals. I hope I have answered. Or any other question, you can ask me anything. Key performance indicators are everywhere, not only in when we talk about performance management, but in education, also in every domain.
Honorable ma'am, before I move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Dear RGP knowledge section for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. Dear RGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. Certification process. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next learning test passing mark 80% if passed. Back to the course second to download your certificate. If you fail to retake the quiz, download the certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next line test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download the certificate. If fail to retake the quiz, download the certificate in PDF or JPG. At the end of our session, we can say properly if you do this skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy, stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to go know the people or things Albert Einstein. Before I say hit the like button, again wants to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.